Hey guys, and welcome to Should You Buy It, where all we do is talk a little bit about the game and tell you whether or not we think it's worth the cost.
In this episode, we'll be playing Craftopia, the survival, logistics, RPG, farming, sandbox, open world Pokemon game? Wait, what are we playing again?
I told you, Bagool. We're playing Craftopia, the survival, logistics, RPG, farming, sandbox, open world Pokemon game, of course. So the first question we always cover in these videos is what stage of development is the game in? And this game claims to be in early access, but in all reality, this game really should be in like super early alpha stages where only the developers and a very closed group of people are playing it. It should not be available to the public by any means, but if you are curious, it is currently only available on PC for $25.
So what exactly is Craftopia then?
Well, Craftopia is an open world game with several different aspects from many different genres involved in it, such as survival, RPG, logistics, and even a little bit of stuff from Pokemon mixed in there. And your main goal in this game is to progress through the different ages in order to unlock different technologies and different aspects of the game that you didn't have prior. But you also want to level up your character in order to unlock different skills and abilities that can make farming or fighting other monsters in the world significantly easier when you're dealing with things like bosses.
What makes the game unique in this case is that it doesn't really have a set genre, and instead takes core gameplay mechanics from many different genres and rolls them all kind of into one game. It's a little weird because 1 minute in the game you're at a crafting table making tools and workbenches and everything, and 5 minutes later then now we're in a dungeon fighting a boss and getting loot, and then 5 minutes after that we're moving cows and livestock along a assembly line into a cooking pot. Like, yeah, it's just really all over the place, honestly. So the game currently only has 2 game modes, single player and cooperative mode. However, in order to play with your friends on cooperative mode, you are not able to connect to them through Steam. You have to get a third-party software such as Hamachi, which is what we used, in order to play with friends.
So how did Craftopia really make us feel though while we were playing the game? The only real challenges we ran into while playing were the bugs that completely ruined the experience or made it feel entirely unplayable and wouldn't allow us to progress any further. And just to give you a few examples of that,
And those were only a few of the bugs that we encountered along our journey through Craftopia. It made the game feel stressful, not because it was hard or difficult, but because we couldn't progress or play the game that was advertised to us through the trailers. We primarily played Craftopia in co-op mode, which was stated by the developers to be more buggy than single player. However, after playing and reading the forums, it seems as though both versions of the game are nearly unplayable in its current state.
So next up, we'll be moving on to the pros and cons section of the video, and first up we'll be taking care of the pros.
First off, the game has something for everyone. I mean, they literally took your favorite genres and jam-packed them all into one game. Next, the developers have put out constant updates. Every single day there has been a patch or a bug fix of some kind, which gives us a bit of confidence for the future of the game. After that, we have that the vehicles in the game actually felt fun. I mean, the glider was a great addition. It just made getting around the map so much easier. And now let's go ahead and move along to the cons.
So first up, we have that combat was just very clunky and did not feel good in any way during the game. Next, we have that the game just didn't feel very consistent. You would do one thing with one thing and it would work, and then you would do that same thing with another thing and it wouldn't work. After that, we have that the translations in the game is just absolutely horrible. If I told you fist jump cow, you would just be clueless. But that's what the translations were sometimes. Although we did find it interesting that there were all these different genres in the game, it really made us struggle to understand what we were supposed to be doing or what the main aspect was, and sometimes even the goal. Like, am I supposed to be farming? Am I supposed to be leveling up and killing monsters? Am I supposed to be making conveyor belts? I don't know. Next, we have that your inventory is just always full in this game. It was just the weirdest thing. You'd have wet meat, dry meat, cooked meat, raw meat, wet cooked meat, dry cooked meat, like all these weird things when they could have just had meat and been done with. Another thing we found was that each genre in the game only brought the most shallow aspects of each of their genres. There was very, very little depth to each of them, and it resulted in the game kind of just feeling easy the entire time. Lastly, and probably most importantly, the bugs made the game feel completely and utterly unplayable at most times. And if that last compilation that we played earlier wasn't enough, here's another one for you.
So our rule of thumb when we rate games is that we want to get 1 hour of enjoyment for every $1 that we spend. So for example, this game costs just around $22, $23 on Steam. We would want to get about 20 to 25 hours of enjoyment out of this game.
So after playing this game and progressing as far as we possibly could, we give it 2 out of 10 potatoes.
Yeah, the game had its moments, but we ended up running into a critical bug that many others had already encountered, and it completely halted us from making any more progress. So until the game becomes more refined and the bugs are fixed, I honestly cannot recommend this game to you with any confidence.
Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you liked the video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.